Hi, this is Miss 1111. Welcome to What's the Four Ones. I'm really excited today because I have a really amazing person that I'm going to be interviewing today. His name is Sinphany.
What's up, guys?
This is Sinphany. He's got a really interesting story. The whole basis of the channel is speaking with different people that are doing different things and stepping outside of the box, living their dreams, pursuing their passion. Just really making an effort to do something that is going to be amazing and really taking the time to make it happen for themselves and really working hard. So this is Sinphany. How this whole thing happened was, it's kind of interesting because his managers actually went to high school with me and I've known them for years. So it was kind of like something that was just brought to me. And a lot of times with a lot of the people that I interview, it's kind of weird because it's like people that come into my life in different ways. I mean, all kinds of different ways, but always have some type of unique gift. So when they were telling me about him, I was like, this is so amazing. Like, this is really cool because not only does he produce his own music, does he write a lot of his music, he records his own music, he's blind. So that was really amazing to me because I'm like, wow, I mean, how is this all of this even happening? Like, how did this even happen? Let's start with who you are, where you're from, and we'll just go from there. So where are you originally from?
Yeah. Well, first I want to say thank you for having me here. This is pretty cool. My first podcast, if you want to call it.
It's a YouTube channel.
Yeah, our YouTube channel. Yeah. So whatever we're doing, it's you're first. So I want to say,
and you're my first because you're the first person I'm interviewing. So
that's
first,
cool.
Let's cheers to that.
There you go. Cheers
to that. We drink Coronas on my YouTube.
On the YouTube channel. That's it. Like drink champs. So how did it start? Well, I wasn't born blind.
Okay. So that was one of my questions.
Yeah.
So how did this all happen? So where are you originally from?
So I'm from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So from Carolina.
Okay.
And basically, I was raised there and everything until my mom wanted to get divorced, and then from there we moved to St. Cloud.
Oh, okay.
That's like 25 minutes away from Kissimmee.
Yeah. Woo, K-Town. Shout out.
And then basically, we kind of started everything evolving here, and then we moved to Miami. But in Miami, I wanted to come down for the summer to visit some of my friends, and then I come to find out during that visit that I started having some eye problems. So I started getting like headaches.
How old were you around that time?
I was 12 the first time it happened. 12. Yeah, so I was 12 years old, and then all I remember is I was just wrestling, and then I started getting a really bad headache, and then I went got a rest, and then woke up, couldn't see out of that eye. Oh. So it was kind of crazy. It was like, is this happening? What's going on? What happens from here? So then from there, I had to actually go back to Miami, and then I went to a eye institute. And the eye institute is Bascom Palmer, which is like the best eye institute. And so we went and did that, and then basically it was kind of really scary because, at the age of 12, your own doctor tells you you're going to be in an 8-hour surgery. Oh, wow. So it was kind of crazy. Yeah. So
8 hours.
8 hours, and then not only that, but then it was like a whole month recuperating in a hospital. So then it was like almost like being in jail, in a way, because I was like dying to get out. Aww. Like when you could like go out on the balcony and you could see like people being outside. It's like I could relate in a way of people like when they go in jail and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, get me out of here. Right. So then when all that ended, it was like a new me. It was like now I can only see out of one eye. And then you start thinking about, who's going to start accepting you. Are you still the same? Are you still going to have the same friends or whatever? Mm-hmm. So it went fine. It actually went fine. I was in a private school, and I wasn't like one of the like famous people, but I had a name for myself there. Mm-hmm. It was really cool. Mm-hmm. And then it was, not that I'm saying that it was really cool, but I lost my right eye at 2 years right after. Oh. So same concept. It was just basically. Is there
I'm sorry to cut you off, but is there like a certain like scientific name for the?
Yeah, is fibrosis dysplasia.
Okay.
So that could grow anywhere in the human body. That's basically a bone disorder, and the typical normally grows sometimes usually the knee, the hips, ankles, and what it is just the bone replacing the tissue. So it's just growing faster than puberty. So I'm like 1 out of 10 people that have it in the world, but in the skull. So basically, there's nothing wrong with my eyes. It's just basically the optic nerve was getting damaged due to the pressure of the bone. So the optic nerve is your main thing. It's like going from cable. You know, you got your TV. From the TV goes from the cable line to your brain. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just the cable that got messed up. So there's supposedly there is a way to cure it in Japan. I mean, it's just insurance is not covered by it, but it's almost, I believe it's like $60,000.
Oh, $60,000?
Yeah, it's like 60,000. But I mean, that's the whole point of all this. That's the whole reason we're really doing the music thing. It's basically awareness for one. You know, just knowing. Absolutely. You know, not to stop at what you're wanting to do, and know that you can make it. You know. Right. I'm not saying I'm there, but I know that eventually somewhere or another it's going to go around.
Yeah, absolutely. Speak it into existence.
So I mean, it was pretty scary because when I lost my right eye, I couldn't go to school anymore due to improper material, you know, to teach a visually impaired person how to teach and stuff. So I lost 2 years of school, but the cool thing was that whole school that I went to did like a field trip for my birthday. So I had like maybe like 50 students in my house.
Aww.
You know, it's crazy. And then I got the cake and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, you gotta look at the good thing and bad thing.
Yeah, you gotta look at the good things, definitely. Something that you remember, so it obviously made an impact on you.
Yeah. So I was always in music. Music was always in me in that school. I won't forget, I was like in 5th grade and I kept hearing the marching band. You know, I just heard the band and I didn't know any rhythm. I was just tapping away and I said, I'm gonna be that one day.
Wow.
Yeah, so then like not even a year later, I was already a part of it. You know,
of the marching band?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Did you like play like an instrument or something?
Yeah, I started with the cymbals, and then from there, and then I moved to the snares. But then you know, when I lost my right eye, I mean, I said, wow, this is it. What happens now? You know, it's like being reborn again. Mm-hmm. That's the only way I could really describe it to you, because I mean, you come from knowing how to do something, and then now you got to learn how to do it another way. You know what I mean?
That must have been like, so this all happened when you were 12-ish.
12 and then 14. Yeah,
14, and then that's when both eyes it completely just happened. So how did you transition into that, like walking and, you know, like everything, like you just had to redo everything?
It's crazy. It's like it's crazy, and I'm not saying that I was ignorant, but it's just that you don't know, you know, especially it happens at such a young age, you know. So
were you angry at all? Were you like, why is this happening to me? Like,
I was just really frustrated, and I was frustrated like how to adapt.
Right.
More than anything, it was just I wouldn't say it was always why me. It was just more like how am I gonna adapt to all this? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it sucked because I came from that era where the kids, you know, had Super Nintendo. You're just focusing on video games. So then that was like my biggest thing, you know.
Aww.
So I said, okay, so I need to find another way of escape. Like how am I gonna entertain myself?
Right.
So I didn't have anything at that time. So at that time I went. My mom was trying to find me different ways of like kind of to adapt, how to get to know me, like what is blindness, you know, like how do you go around it. So then there was these like different schools that they'll teach you independence. So then they teach you how to, you know, you ask how you walk. So at the time I couldn't see anything. I was completely blind. And then it started like drastic, like not like, you know, slowly I started able to see peripheral vision. But at the time, I couldn't see anything. So then I had to get a cane. I had to figure out how to get my surroundings around. How to start reading. How do I function with a phone? How do I type? Because if there's anything I appreciate is the typing. Because I mean, that's another way of communicating. If you can't talk, you know how to type. You know what I'm saying? You can still try to find a way to communicate. So that to me was always an essential. Like I'm not gonna. You know, I'm not gonna not communicate. So and I always liked the computer. So I adapted to that pretty easily. From there, from there, you know, we had to figure out a school for me. We had to figure out a way of like, okay, so my studies. So I went to the school that Ray Charles went to.
Really?
Yeah, I went to the school.
I was gonna ask you like if he was any type of influence to you or anything like that. Or
yeah, no, it's crazy. I almost played with him, believe it or not. I met all his producers from Japan. Oh. Yeah, he was doing a show, like some star show. I forget what it was, but I was gonna play with him, the drums and everything. That was gonna be pretty neat. But then that's when he recently died. Excuse me, that's when he died.
R.I.P.
Yeah, rest in peace. So I went to school, and the whole music thing, how I came out with that is just that, once again, I was depressed. You know, when I went to this blind school, you're not with your family anymore.
So it was a school that you had to go away?
Yeah, you gotta go away, and then depending on the mileage, then if you were at a certain amount of mileage, then you can't go back home for a whole month.
Wow.
So this was like, not only am I just being blind, but then now I'm away from family. Right. You know, it's just like, I don't even know anybody here. Like, what is this? You know, and then once again, submitted into university. Everybody has some blindness that you don't even know what it is. It could be albino. It could be anything, you know. And it's just like, wow, there's so many things out there. And it's like, wow, you know, how many places do support, you know, blind individuals. And I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking in general. Like, I was lucky enough to see what I could see a little bit, so I could pass, you know, my program to become an audio engineer. But you know, at the time, so then when all this was happening, I was like crying every day. I had to figure out a way, like, okay, you know, this is gonna be my life. I gotta, you know, try to pursue whatever I'm trying to do. And then that's when I met another blind kid, and he's also from Puerto Rico. His name was Hector, and I always saw him, you know, bringing drums, and I was like, yo, you know, that's pretty cool. You do that, and he's like, yeah, you should try to join the band or whatever. So, funny short story is that I was just trying to, you know, get myself away from everything, and then they had a band class that they needed some musicians and everything. So then the only thing I knew how to play at the time, like I said earlier, was the marching band. So here I am when I heard about drums, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you know, playing drums. So then when I go in there and I'm about to do the rehearsal, I'm seeing a whole drum set for the first time ever. I don't even know what none of this stuff is.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, just play me something. And I get the drums and you know,
okay, yeah.
You know, just play just the regular marching stuff or whatever. He's like, no, I'm sorry, this ain't gonna make it. And but it's cool because that's where it started. You asked where it started, and that's where it started.
So it started from your friend with the band with his drums and stuff.
Yeah. So then.